Alright, well, I don't have too long, but I just want to talk about my final thoughts on the Star Wars movies. This is a video saying I'm really done with these Star Wars movies. The Skywalker saga has supposedly ended. Doesn't mean they're not going to continue with more, but I'm just not really interested in these characters enough to see more. So I'm just going to talk about all the Star Wars movies, my final thoughts on every single one of them. I know a lot of people bash the prequels, but I actually happen to like the prequels. They got their flaws. I mean, I hated episode 2 for a while, but I mean, episode 2 was kind of just boring. And anyway, I'm ahead of myself. Episode 1. God, I just kind of thought to myself, which one should I start with, the prequels or the original trilogy? That's always been like the question, because it really feels like it started with the original trilogy. So, but I'll start with the prequels anyway. Episode 1, Phantom Menace. I thought that one was okay. It was fine for what it was. I actually saw that movie twice in the theater, and I thought that it was a genuinely pretty good movie. I like Darth Maul just like everyone else, even though he has like no character whatsoever, and he only says like 2 words throughout the entire thing. But I always thought the middle was dull, like the pod racing. And my dad fell asleep through the pod racing one. And when it got loud, he would wake up, but I never really got into the pod racing thing myself. But the end was pretty cool. The fight with Darth Maul, but all in all, it felt like just, a movie with Liam Neeson. So anyway, episode 2 comes out. Liam Neeson's not in it because Liam Neeson died in episode 1. So there's no Liam Neeson in Star Wars episode 2, but you got Ian McGregor. So Ian McGregor is a pretty awesome actor. So he can compensate for Liam Neeson. The only problem I had was Ian McGregor's character in episode 2 was he kind of comes off more of the prick in this one. It's written by George Lucas, so you kind of have to forgive the guy. But really, I just felt, even though Ian McGregor gave it his all, he's still Ian McGregor as Obi-Wan, so that's awesome. But man, he's such a prick for the entire movie. But they also, to compensate, he also made Anakin really whiny in this one too, like, it's not fair, blah, blah, blah. But all in all, I just felt episode 2 was probably just the dullest of them. Christopher Lee is awesome, but I just felt like his character, if I had to pick who was the worst Star Wars villain in all of the movies, it would be Count Dooku. I love Christopher Lee. Christopher Lee's awesome. He's the reason why he makes that character awesome. But just imagine it being anyone but Christopher Lee playing Count Dooku. I just feel like he's just a typical villain, but old guy, that just gives a little spin on it, and he's an old guy. But, I don't know. I just felt episode 2 was blameless, but they made it up for episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. I thought that one was pretty freaking sweet. So, I don't know. I just, really liked the whole General Grievous thing. And of course, all the Emperor scenes. Anything with the Emperor is awesome. That's why it's been really hard for me to debate between Return of the Jedi and Revenge of the Sith, because it has the Emperor, because the Emperor is freaking awesome. So that's what made Revenge of the Sith pretty awesome. Now, the original trilogy is pretty damn good. The New Hope always seems boring, because every time I think about A New Hope, it just sounds like a boring movie in a desert. That's usually my interpretation of A New Hope. I have a big basic theme of each of these Star Wars movies: desert in New Hope, snow for Empire Strikes Back, and jungle or forest or where the hell Endor was for Return of the Jedi. So it's just a desert movie to me. But if you watch it while you're intoxicated, it'll put a smile to your face. And I'm sure if you watch it sober, it'll be the same thing. It's just, wow, this is actually a pretty good movie. George Lucas actually gave it its all on this one. And then the Star Wars Holiday Special came out, so it almost ruined Star Wars, but I freaking love it. So, I've watched that thing several times, and I just love torturing people with it, but even people who say they're Star Wars fans, I just let them have them watch it. So, but anyway, but Empire Strikes Back came out, and I remember I had a debate between me and my friend, and I thought Return of the Jedi was the best of the Star Wars movies before the prequels came out, and they're still whatever. And then he's like, no, it's Empire Strikes Back. I'm like, all right, I'll watch them when I get home. I'll watch Empire Strikes Back, I'll watch Return of the Jedi, and I'll come back and let you know who's right. And turned out he was right, because Empire Strikes Back is almost a flawless movie. Man, that movie is good. You know what made that movie good was John Williams' score on that one. And I know his score is awesome for every Star Wars movie, but for this one, I just felt like he was in his prime in Empire Strikes Back, because I honestly feel that with John Williams' chords, that what made that movie so good. Because I hated that movie when I was a kid. I thought it was really boring. But as an adult watching it, I'm like, oh my god, this was in the theater. It seemed like a really dark movie. So yeah, I really love Empire Strikes Back just for that reason, because it hits all the right chords. And plus, another thing that I really liked about that too, before I go on, is the different stories that go on. Because I was reading this Star Wars book. I think it was called I don't know, it might be Old Republic, New Republic, I don't remember. But I just really love the intermingled stories that were in it, and that's what Empire Strikes Back was. So, oh man, I really have to get into the new ones. Okay, let me get into the new movies here really quick. I really can't stand Disney. I thought Disney was actually the perfect choice for these Star Wars movies when I first heard about the whole bargain thing. They bought it off George Lucas for $4 million. Now we're going to get 7, 8, and 9, and Disney's going to make it. And Disney was getting all these people back for it, even having George Lucas as their consultant or whatever. And they're getting Lawrence Kasdan, who wrote Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, to write for Force Awakens. But there were wheeling and dealing people to get them in there. They're willing to bargain with them to be in this movie because they have so much Marvel money that they can put so much money into Force Awakens. So Disney seemed like they were really into, but no, Disney was just being Disney. Disney just wanted money, and that's all they cared about really for these movies. They left it for Kathleen Kennedy to basically say, look, you're making Star Wars movies, just make us money. That's all we care about. And she makes all the decisions. The only thing Disney wants is for her to make money for them. That's all Disney cares. Disney will punish their fans in order to get money. If you don't spend an amount of money to complete your DuckTales DVD set, they will not complete DuckTales DVD set because you didn't make them enough money on these DVD sales. That's Disney. So yeah, they wheeled and dealed Harrison Ford and all that, so it seemed like it was great. And I actually did like The Force Awakens. I just didn't really like the ending. And my dad didn't like the ending either. My dad didn't like the ending for Force Awakens, and I didn't really like it either, but I was hoping for Last Jedi they would have an explanation for it. But it turns out in Last Jedi, my dad was just actually right. It was just a whole movie about what he complained about for the ending of Force Awakens. I really don't understand how Last Jedi really got made. Force Awakens, I was giving that one a pass because it was pretty entertaining. J.J. Abrams is pretty good at making entertaining stuff if you watch any of his Star Trek stuff, but he's also capable of cheese. He can't end things worth a shit. But my god, he does make some good action scenes. Like that Millennium Falcon scene, when she's piloting the Millennium Falcon. I don't know why she's flying one, but whatever. But it was a really cool scene, so whatever, she flies a Millennium Falcon. So, but in this movie, they take it to another level to make you question that, because you realize she's flawless, and she does everything perfectly. She can speak Wookiee. How the hell was she able to speak Wookiee? So I'm pretty sure somebody over there would be like, well, she probably read lots of books, because she's on a desert, and she reads lots of books. So, yeah, but she can also know how to, pick up a lightsaber and strike down Luke Skywalker, no problem. How did she learn that? Well, she read lots of books. And, oh yeah, we have a book out for that, a magazine and a comic book. So you probably want to read that, and that'll explain to you why she's so powerful. So there, we made a comic book. Yeah, they'll have a comic book to explain everything. Kind of like, why the hell is Palpatine in Rise of the Skywalker? I keep forgetting the damn name of that one. But, sorry, I saw it in Spain. But why would they, anyway. I don't understand how they got Palpatine back. Well, they got like a comic book made telling you how Palpatine came back. They explain it in the movie. You got to read the comic book, which is a bunch of bullshit. So, but anyway, I didn't really care because Palpatine was in Rise of the Skywalker. I did say to myself, you know what? I don't care what explanation that they got. At least Palpatine is in this movie. But unfortunately, once you realize at the end, like, well, now he's got beat by Rey. Rey has officially beat Palpatine in these series. The one who made little effort to become a Force user is now, like, Queen of the Jedis now. She's now the ruler because she has beaten the bad guy. The Skywalker saga's over, bitches. Rey is the winner. So that's okay. Whatever. But I actually did end up liking Rise of Skywalker. I thought that actually had some emotional moments or whatever. The only problems that I had with it, there's other people's problems. It did seem like it moved a little too fast. Other than that, another problem I have with it too is really with this whole freaking trilogy for the new trilogy. I just feel like none of the planets that Disney has come up with had any kind of originality or imagination to it. See, that was the beauty of George Lucas's imagination of his planets. At least they were all different and he was using his imagination. There was absolutely no imagination in these Disney Star Wars movies. Like, for instance, George Lucas had, like, a rock planet. You know, I know that's not much, but for some reason, George Lucas makes it work. Have, like, this gladiator stuff in it or whatever. You know, but, like, there'd be, like, a jungle planet. There's this planet that's made up of all this water and everything like that, and it rains all the time. You know, like, he has, like, different stuff for each planet, you know. Even is kind of, like, just the same. But in these movies, the closest that they got for it, unfortunately, would be Last Jedi. But it's not snow, people. It's salt. You know, that's about the only thing. A salt planet. A salt planet is the most creative thing that Disney has come up with, and it's on the fucking Last Jedi. That really fucking sucks. And that movie is god-awful, no matter what people say. You know, I enjoyed Rise of Skywalker. They had a mess to clean up with The Last Jedi. It's just, I don't know. Should I talk about the Rogue One and Solo movies? I really don't care about those. I don't even include them in my best Star Wars list. Jesus, what time is it? Anyway. But yeah, that's like my final thoughts on the Star Wars movies. If I had a Star Wars marathon, I would actually watch it from Star Wars Episode 1 to Star Wars Episode 6. There's not much to learn about this new trilogy. You know, you got like Kylo Ren, you know, their most developed bad guy, I guess, but he's just such a freaking pussy. Yeah, stuff like that. So, I don't know. That's really just my thoughts on the Star Wars movies. I'll be back with a movie review, probably. Alright. Should we get in there?